Hello, cosmic family. Welcome. If you are new here, I am Charlie. I channel 7 and here to help you uplift, ascend, find, and live your purpose. And in today's video, I wanted to touch on some very powerful shifts that are happening on planet Earth right now, and the messages that I've been receiving from our broader cosmic family about how to prepare and what this means for us and what is next. Alright, so the truth is that a lot has been happening. Alright, I shared with you a few months ago that in June, July time, some things were going to unfold that were going to sort of take this game that's been played to the next level. And it has. The big thing though is that who's playing the game and who's being played. The truth is that we are being played. Alright? There is so much that is being told to us, and there is so much that's being withheld from us. And the important thing is that we are sort of being moved around like chess pieces, and so many people are falling for it. You know why? Because so many people are exchanging their freedom for safety. All right, and this has happened before in history, and it never ends well. See, Pleiadians say that the greatest threat to humanity is enslavement, all right? Humans losing their freedom. But the thing is that we have so much more power in terms of living in our freedom, but we give that power so easily. And right now, it's a perfect example of what is happening, right? So many people, just as they sort of felt, okay, there's a little bit of freedom, I can rebuild my life again. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is some new curveballs that we are being thrown. And this is by design, all right? This is not just, oh, this new thing happened. It is by design. So just like these forces are sort of wanting to design our enslavement, it's just as important, if not more important, that we, all right, that we design our path of freedom, okay? Now, there's many videos and messages shared on this channel about how you can live more freely. But it is not an easy thing to do, especially when we are raised in a world where we're constantly subjugated to give up our freedoms, to lower our boundaries in order to allow others to sort of come in and do what they please, in order to go to school systems that don't train us how to think, but what to think. All right? But the beautiful thing is so many people are waking up right now, all right? But at the same time, so many others are fast asleep, all right? And they're just so easily just handing over their power and saying, oh, of course, I'm doing this to be safe. And there's a lot of segregation and separation that is just being pumped at us. I mean, it is unbelievable. As you guys know, I'll share with you a little bit about my story. In 2019, I left the United States and began to live nomadically. And I've loved it because I sort of get to decide where I'm going to be. And quarantine did not stop me from traveling. It did not stop my life. It did not stop me from doing all the things that I wanted to do. All right, I've sort of continued on. And however, there's so many people that I've come across living in a state of fear and sort of just like trimming down their lives, not expanding, not ascending, but doing quite the opposite because of this fear that's being pumped all around us. Now, I'm no stranger to this kind of world. I was born in a communist country. I don't remember much of it, but I've had many conversations with my parents about that world because they grew up in the thick of it. And the ultimate Marxist-Leninist country in the world that was closed down for 40 years because they were scared of a virus, which was the West, all right? And so they built bunkers everywhere. They're small elite, all right, sort of controlled everybody, stripped everybody down of everything that they had. And they made people feel guilty and bad. They said, oh, if you used to own land, you were given a name, like a diseased person, all right? And so you looked down upon. Wherever you go, you had this name that you were given. So it is exactly, or in a new way, it is what's beginning to happen now, all right? And this is nothing new. This is all throughout history. Any sort of force that wanted to take over humanity would spread misinformation, would separate people, all right? And give the ones that were the undesired one, the diseased ones, a name, all right? And this is really, really a big deal because it's done in such a way that it seems like, of course, it's for the safety of everyone, right? Ooh, it sounds so good. But we've got to pay attention, because when it comes to spiritual awakening, when it comes to spiritual evolution, there's no way you can truly spiritually evolve unless you are truly tapped in and attuned to what is happening, all right, all around you, to the pulse of planet Earth. That is true ascension, all right? Yes, of course, there is the inner journey, but this inner journey is very much tied into this world. Otherwise, we wouldn't be born into this planet and go through the journeys that we are going through. We would simply be these, spirit beings in the ether going through what we're going through. But we came into this planet specifically to be present here, specifically to evolve and expand here. And a huge part, or the most important part of ascension, is that inner freedom. And that is exactly what so many people so easily hand off. They give it off. They say, just put me in shackles, all right? And this starts very early on in the way in which we are raised, all right? And unless we wake up to the dream, all right, of those around us, and we see what's going on and say, I choose a new dream, a more intentional one. Until then, we're going to walk into the slaughterhouse like so many people are walking into the slaughterhouse right now. And it's not even that. It's this sort of crab in a pot mentality that so many people want to have. Instead of saying, you know what, freedom of choice. This sounds good. Everybody should have a freedom of choice. So many people are saying, no, you shouldn't have a freedom of choice. Your choice should be limited, because your choice does not please me. And if it does not please me, then it's not the right choice. All right. This is happening everywhere. And I think it's really, really important to pay attention, not just from my personal perspective, but from the perspective of the Pleiadians, the perspective of our broader cosmic family that is watching us, and they're seeing, they're paying attention, and they're saying, what are you going to do, humans? What are you going to do? Are you going to sort of show that, yes, we want freedom, we want to expand and evolve? Or are you going to say, no, I'm too scared to stand up. I'm too scared to live free. I'm too scared to make this choice within. And this is what I'm calling you forth today. Are you willing to make that choice within? Or are you still kind of wobbly inside, wrapped up in fear and trauma? Or are you saying, you know what, I'm seeking clarity, and I'm finding clarity every single day. And in that, I'm finding that my freedom is so important. And when my freedom is so important, I know that everybody else's freedom is so important. So things are changing, and those who are tapping into freedom and living it and applying it every single day, they're going to shift in a parallel dimension, all right? And those that are giving up their freedom for safety, and they're demanding that others do the same, they are just being knocked right into a deep, 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 deep sleep, all right? And they're going to live in a separate dimension, all right? And part of it is because this is the choice that humans are making, all right? So you can make that choice too. What choice do you choose to make? And then live it, breathe it, and answer the call when it comes. For some, this call is going to mean completely shifting their lives. For others, it's going to be to answer that call and live that truth wherever they are, however they are. Whatever that is for you, it's up to you to start to pay attention, all right? Because what's happening now, so many humans are being treated like they're being infantilized, right? Treated like they don't know anything, like they don't have intuition and instinct, right? I mean, the incredible amount of games and how we're being played, it's pretty interesting to observe in the world out there, all right? And I'll be honest with you, it doesn't bother me, all right? I don't sort of lose sleep over it. You know why? Because I made this choice in my life, and I've made it over and over and over and over again. Because when you make a different choice, when you make the choice of slavery, you live like a prisoner. And then when you live like that, you lose that connection with your spirit. But when you choose freedom, that connection is like powerful and strong and real, and you are divinely guided. We're all divinely guided, but when we cut off from that connection, we cut off from that freedom, we lose that guidance. We sort of stop listening, right? So it's important to make that choice now, to pay attention. Because so many things are happening. I mean, in nature, so many things are happening. And this is just the beginning. And I remember saying this to you, that this is just the beginning, all right? And things are going to go haywire for a while. But not for those that are paying attention to the truth and are choosing freedom, all right? And I mean this in the personal sense as well, right? See, so much of the matrix is set up to keep people in a state of reaction, all right? Even the way so many people are raised in their families, right? Constantly reacting to the people around them. And then they become adults and they can't maintain a sense of well-being and fun and joy because they're constantly looking for the next distraction and the drama. They don't know how to accept good and high vibrational people and opportunities around them because they haven't been trained to do so, right? This is why so much of this is taking off, this sort of enslavement of people's minds. But we've got a lot of help, all right? We've got a lot of help from our galactic family. There are so many people there's so many beings that are being sent to communicate, to connect with humans, to send that right guidance, to keep us in this state of freedom, all right? And that's what we need to tap into. And that's where the solutions come from, all right? There is incredible information that's been revealed to me the last couple months, and it's been a bit overwhelming at times, but I've watched it unfold physically in the world, and I'm blown away by the accuracy of it. So this is why I wanted to send out this call to you. You've got to pay attention. You've got to stay awake. And if you're sort of feeling drowsy right now, well, there's a lot of good content on this channel and other channels where people are sharing the truth. You've got to pay attention because they're the forces that want to control and manipulate us. They're only getting stronger right now because they have so much to feed on. They have so much to feed on right now. So many people to feed on. So many people that are just handing over their freedom, just saying, just shackle me up. It's all right. But it's not until you sort of get into the slaughterhouse and you realize, oh, wow, I've just walked in here. I just sort of walked myself in here. You know why? Because I followed all the other sheep, right? So we are being called to really live and step into that freedom, all right? You are being called So pay attention and make a choice. You might need to make it over and over and over until you really, really feel it. Yes, I am this person. There's nothing that's coming from out there that is affecting how I truly see the truth, because I'm actually getting to see the truth. I don't need the media to tell me or hide it from me, because I'm seeing it. Thank you.